Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Fazana from Sprinkles and Spice, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my traditional Sorjee cake. But I've got a new take on my Sorjee cake, which will be a banana Sorjee cake. So today we're making a banana halwa cake. Traditional recipe, something all our mommies and grandmas have in their recipe book. It's yummy, it's easy peasy, so let's get started. So bismillah, the first part to this easy peasy recipe is cracking our eggs. For this recipe, I will be using 6 large eggs. So in they go, one by one. And remember, mommy always said the eggs always go in first. Because if you have your other ingredients in with it, and your eggs are not doing too well, you're going to lose that whole batch. So our eggs are in, and our next ingredient is our sugar, and we're going to be adding 2 cups of white sugar. So in goes the white sugar, bismillah. And then I'm just going to give this a stir with the whisk. You can use an electric beater if you want to. I'm just using a handheld whisk, just to show you how easy the application is, that you don't actually need anything fancy. You can use a whisk or you could use a spoon. So our sugar is in, our eggs are in, and we're just going to have this mixed through a bit. I'm using white sugar, the reason being you want a slightly light golden cake. If we use brown sugar, we were going to get a darker cake, and that's not what we're aiming for today. That's why we're using white sugar. So now our eggs are all fluffy and our sugar's been dissolved, and it's the consistency that you need. So bismillah, now we're going to add in our butter. I am using 250 grams of soft room temperature or melted butter. You can use any one. However, if you do want to use margarine, you can use a full fat margarine, provided it's the block, the one we bake with, not the spreadable one. And they would do the trick too. The only difference is obviously butter gives it a much richer taste, but the margarine will work just as well. So I'm just mixing this until all my ingredients are well combined and it's a lighter yellow creamier color. And then I'll be adding the rest of our ingredients. So now we're going to add some flavor in, and we've got our butter, our sugar and our eggs, and this is going to be the flavor that we're adding today, and it's actually cardamom. So this is 1 heaped teaspoon of cardamom. If you want to, you can add in a tablespoon or more. That just depends on your preference. I don't like too much of it. I just like a slight tinge of cardamom, so I add a heaped teaspoon. My cardamom is in and it's starting to smell amazing. So now I'm adding my tasty wheat. So this is 2 cups of tasty wheat. I'm not using any flour, so the tasty wheat would be replacing the flour in this, and that's what makes it the yummy Sorjee cake. And then I'm going to add in my baking powder, which is 2 level teaspoons of baking powder. And I'm just going to give this a slight mix. As you see, I'm still using the whisk and it's working perfectly fine. So I'm just going to mix that around there. And then I'm going to add in, which adds to the consistency of it, which is my 2 cups of coconut, which is fine coconut. There we go. That also adds to the lovely flavor. So remember, after you add your tasty wheat and your coconut, you're going to give it a slow mix, which is more of a slow stir because you don't want anything falling out of the bowl. So the consistency is now thicker, and that's exactly what we want. And now we're going to add our last ingredient, which is our banana. So coming back to the banana over here, you'll see I've got 2 different types of banana. This is an overripe banana, which is absolutely perfect for you to use for baking. The texture is sweeter, it's softer, it's mushier, so it works so much better. This one, however, is a normally ripe banana. If you find that your banana is green or not ripe yet, all you do is warm your oven to 180 degrees, pop in your banana with the peel on just for 10 minutes, and you will have a perfectly ripe, soft banana in no time. So I'm actually just going to give this banana a peel, and then I'm going to cut it up into small little pieces, and I'm going to slightly mash it with a fork. Let me just show you over here. fatting it up, and then I'm just going to give it a slight little mash, and then I'm actually just going to add it to the batter one by one. So I've mashed up my bananas, and these are my overripe bananas, and they're at a mushy consistency. And now all I'm doing is smelling cardamom in here, smelling coconut, smelling the butter, the sugar. And now, bismillah, I'm going to add my banana, little bits at a time. The smell that comes through here is enough to make anybody hungry. Okay, so there we go. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to give it one last stir. I'm going to hold it with a whisk. I'm going to continue. I'm just going to stir it in slowly till they're all well combined. If you have little bigger pieces than the others, that's perfectly fine, because you want that pieces of banana when you do bite into it, and you actually want to see it because you are making a banana halwa Sorjee cake. So there we go. We just did a slow stir and we're almost ready. So now we're ready and our mixture's ready. And now I'm going to pour it into this bowl. This is a large rectangular bowl, and I have sprayed it with spray and cook. And then it's going to go into the oven for 30 to 35 minutes on 180 degrees in a preheated oven. So here we go. Bismillah. It's a lovely thick batter. So I'm just going to scoop out the rest over there. And the spatula works really nicely to get the last little bits out. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to flatten it with the back of the spatula. And there we go. So we've got some ilachi, and we've got some tasty wheat, and we've got some banana. And now for the decorations, the sprinkles, of course. So I'm taking some poppy seeds, which is our khis, and bismillah, I'm just going to generously sprinkle them over, which is usually traditional on a Sorjee cake. A little bit more generously. And then we've got banana, we've got Sorjee, and we have to make it healthy. So I'm going to add some badam, which is some sliced almonds. So there we go. And we're going to sprinkle it, because we are at Sprinkles and Spice and everything needs to be sprinkled with love. So there we go. Or almonds or poppy seeds. So bismillah. And we're ready to pop into the oven for 30 to 35 minutes on a preheated oven on 180 degrees until it's golden brown. So remember, on a preheated oven of 180 degrees, we're going to bake this for 30 to 35 minutes until the top is slightly golden brown and looks like it's calling to you to eat me right now. So into the oven this goes, and see you soon. So it's been in the oven for a while, and now we're ready to take it out. And bismillah, let's hope for the best. Bismillah, here we go. Oops, there we go. So perfectly golden brown. If you could only smell what it smells like. Banana, halva, Sorjee cake. In no time, easy peasy. Flop proof. And for this recipe and more recipes, please find me on Instagram or Facebook at Sprinkles and Spice CT, or find the recipes in Sprinkle Time, which is my recipe book. And after all, that's on my plate. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.